morning, Lancers, and welcome back to Lancers in the News. Let's get started with some announcements. Students, NHS forms have been sent out to your emails by Ms. Robles. Please make sure to check the new Google Classroom code and make sure to have your forms turned in by Monday, March 15th. Seniors, the order form for senior sweatshirts has also been sent out to your emails. Please make sure to fill out the Google form by March 11th. We've all missed certain aspects of being back on campus, so let's have a look at how one of our students chooses to look on the positive for remote learning.
As we continue the second semester of remote learning, students try to overcome the negatives. Over 150 Bishop Amat students were interviewed and asked the question, what is the best part of remote learning? Nearly 16% of students answered that they enjoyed having more time to do assignments. One student, Madison Barris, shared her view on how it benefited her.
I can focus on getting better grades because in person you have different distractions from extracurriculars or other people being around you. So I think my grades have benefited.
Being a senior, Madison misses the little things that kept her going on campus, reflecting on how she misses being with her friends since remote learning has set a divide in seeing fellow classmates in person.
I miss being able to see my friends a lot.
Remote learning has its downsides, of course. Both students and teachers miss the interaction they would usually receive on campus.
I miss being able to interact with teachers in person.
Sharing the same feeling is school counselor and English teacher Mrs. Sanchez.
Teachers, we miss our students. Students miss it. Obviously, they're 10 times more than when we are.
Having to adjust to remote learning throughout the year, Mrs. Sanchez explains the difficulty of not having the same tools used in the past to help students.
I know it's difficult. We don't have a whiteboard. We don't have in class, but at least we're trying to interact with students.
As she continues each day, Mrs. Sanchez uses her setup to help create the best teaching environment for her.
I hope that we can still finish it up and hopefully that we really can go back.
This is Yesenia Torres reporting for the Lance.
Now let's hand it over to Matt Medina for sports.
Bishop Amat sports programs are back in business for the 2021 school year. Congratulations to the boys and girls cross country for winning their league opener. Both teams raced on the Bishop Amat High School campus on Saturday, February 27th in a Delray League dual meet against Bishop Montgomery High School. The Lancer cross country team won 17-52 and Emma Arredondo took first place. The Lancer boys won 24-34 as Ethan Reyes outlasted the pack. Keep it up, Lancers. Attention girls, golf tryouts started last week. Any girl interested in joining the team, please contact Mr. Tindall immediately. On another note, during this time, sports have taken the backseat in order to follow COVID safety guidelines. Let's take a look at how the cancellation of CIF playoffs has affected Amat athletes.
Due to COVID-19, CIF has decided to cancel all fall sports playoffs for the 2021 season. Today, we interviewed 3 athletes asking how they feel about their playoffs being canceled.
Well, our main focus normally in fall and through winter would be games and practicing for games and rallies and everything, so we don't really get to focus on that. So our practices aren't really geared towards that. We're just doing random routines right now.
We also asked quarterback Tobin Odell how he felt about the playoffs being canceled.
It sucks. I feel like we could have been able to compete and get a good run at it. And now we're just hoping that we just get at least a couple more.
Volleyball player Lara Aoun also decided to share her thoughts about playoffs being canceled.
I was really hoping for playoffs because without a season, with a season, I don't know, there's no point in having a season if we can't have playoffs. What are you playing for,
Yeah, no.
I just feel like there's no point in having a season if there's not going to be any playoffs. So I was kind of hurt by that. I was dang, it's my senior year, but it is what it is.
This is Omar Portillo, Ryan Verdugo, and Lorenzo Gomez reporting for the Lance.
Attention sophomores. March 2nd was the Jostens Family Ring Order Night on campus from 3 to 6 p.m. in the quad. If you were unable to attend and wanted to place an order, please call Jostens using the number found on the Bishop Amat website. Questions can also be sent to the Jostens rep using the email found on bishopamat.org. Now let's take a look at a few questions answered by Monsignor Carroll as he prepares to pass on his role as president to Mr. Beck. You can watch the whole video with Monsignor on thelance.org.
It took me a few years, I think, to establish myself as a true Lancer. In those days, they things that I found here were there was a much larger enrollment. There at that time, they had at least 8 or 9 or 10 religious sisters from 3 different religious orders who were in some key positions in the school. But what is no different then from now is that this school had a great reputation. It had a reputation as an outstanding academic institution. It had a reputation for bringing up young men and women in the Catholic faith who went forth to witness to their faith, well instructed in the teachings of the church, of the scriptures. I have a real firm belief in the value of Catholic education to the church. Sometimes my friends in the priesthood say to me, "Oh, why are you spending all your life in Catholic schools?" And my answer to them is that a person like myself in Catholic education is far closer to the young men and women of the 14 to 18-year-old category than they are. I see them, I interact with them every day. One of the highlights of my month is to do a student body mass. That's something that they don't, I'm not undermining their work in the parishes, but it's an opportunity that I have to do something like that. I always look forward to student body masses and assisting in the Kairos retreats and when we feed the homeless and so forth. There are just so many opportunities for a priest who is full-time in Catholic education. Mr. Beck is going to do a fantastic job. And I have worked with him now for, I think it's close to 20 years as a teacher, as a department head, as a principal. He is one of the finest educators that I have ever encountered in my long career. I would say that what I'm going to miss the most is walking down to the lunch area and being able to say hello to you guys. I had my 82nd birthday on Sunday, as some of you possibly know. But being able to interact with young people, with teenagers, keeps me feeling young. And I think while the new principal, the new president, you possibly know him, he has assured me that I'm always welcome, to stop by, and that I should never feel like a stranger. I intend to do that.
That's it for this week, Lancers. We hope to see you soon and that you have a wonderful week.